Hello dear follower of Mwalimu Theophil Academy, you're warmly welcome again for today's session. Today I'm going to take you through the subject of biology, and specifically we are going to deal with the topic of gaseous exchange and respiration, as you can see here. In this topic we are going to start with the introductory part. In introduction of this topic we are told that respiration is important for the survival of living things as it leads to the production of energy used for various body activities. As we know, when we speak about respiration process, this is the major process through which our bodies obtain energy. So, energy cannot be obtained in the body without the process of respiration. Again, in this introductory part, we are told that respiration in aerobic organisms is accomplished by gaseous exchange. As we know, when we speak about aerobic organisms, are those organisms that depend on the presence of oxygen for respiration in their bodies to take place. As I have told you that aerobic respiration requires oxygen for it to take place, it means that gaseous exchange is inevitable for aerobic organisms to survive. Also, we are told that gaseous exchange involves the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gas across the respiratory surface. Yes, it is true. When we speak about gaseous exchange, what gases are exchanged? The major respiratory gases which are exchanged are oxygen and carbon dioxide. In our topic of gaseous exchange and respiration, we have a number of chapter objectives. These are the objectives that we have. We have almost 5 objectives to cover in this topic. The first objective is that we are going to cover the concept of gaseous exchange. The second objective is gaseous exchange in mammals and plants. Our third one is factors affecting the rate of gaseous exchange. Our fourth objective is types of respiration. And the last objective is infections and diseases of the respiratory system. Apart from chapter objectives, also, we have the competencies developed from this chapter. We are told that the competency developed from this chapter will enable you to maintain a healthy lifestyle that helps to prevent infection and diseases of the respiratory system. Now, we expect that a learner will have the ability of maintaining a healthy lifestyle so as to prevent the infections and diseases concerned with the respiratory system after he or she has learned well the whole content from the topic of gaseous exchange and respiration. Specifically in this lesson, I'm going to deal with the concept of gaseous exchange. You are welcome. Let's go. Okay, let's now dive into the concept of gaseous exchange. As I've told you that you are going to concentrate with this part. What is gaseous exchange? Simply we say that gaseous exchange is the process by which gases move passively by diffusion across a surface. For example, the exchange of oxygen gas and carbon dioxide gas across the respiratory surface. Okay, now when the oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged across the respiratory surface, we say that gaseous exchange has taken place. Now, apart from that, we are told that gaseous exchange takes place in different ways in various organisms. For example, we have unicellular organisms. For unicellular organisms, we are told that gaseous exchange takes place through the process of diffusion. By diffusion, it means the gases get diffused through the cell membranes of these organisms, known as unicellular organisms. You have to note that unicellular organisms are those organisms that are made of one cell. These are single-celled organisms. Also, we have higher organisms, large organisms. In these organisms, we are told that they have a well-developed and specialized organs for gaseous exchange. And these organs are known as respiratory surfaces. Okay, now let's see respiratory surfaces in various organisms. As you may see, we find that amoeba use cell membrane, insects use tracheal system, spiders use buccal, fish use gills, plants use leaves, stems, and roots, amphibians use skin, gills, lungs, and buccal cavity, mammals use lungs, birds use lungs, reptiles use lungs, and earthworms use skin. Okay, let's see characteristics of respiratory surfaces. respiratory surfaces have different features. The feature number one, they are thin in order to reduce diffusion distance. As you know, when they are thin, it means that it takes short period of time for gases to cross respiratory surfaces. Okay? A second feature of respiratory surface is that they are moist in order to dissolve gases that diffuse in a solution form. So this respiratory surface should be moist so as to dissolve those gases that will make them to be in conducive environment for them to be transported. Feature number three, they are highly branched, folded, or flattened in order to increase the surface area for gaseous exchange. Being branched, being folded, being flattened will make them to have increased the surface area for the gaseous exchange to take place. Also, we have a feature number four, that they are surrounded by blood capillaries so that gases can be taken to and from the cells easily. So, being surrounded by blood capillaries enable the gases to be taken in and from these surfaces easily. Feature number five is that they are well ventilated so that gases can pass through them easily. Being well ventilated means that you find these respiratory surfaces are well exposed to the environment so that these gases can get in easily. For example, we find that for mammals, they have lungs. These lungs, they have a tracheal system that take the air from the environment, take this oxygen from the environment, and when we inhale that air, the lungs get the particular gas easily. So we say that it is well ventilated.